You hate the truth. I see. As far as illegal, you're illegal. The colonizers brought your ancestors here in boats. Don't think that just because you were born here that means you're native. Grow up and say something. First of all, I'm not illegal. I'm not illegal. And you are big butt hurt mad that I'm not illegal. You don't know me, bitch. And I'm calling you a bitch because you got me fucked up. You keep posting me and atting me with the same funky ass videos from different angles showing a few black people out there. The majority, the collective of people that's rioting and looting are Latinos. Point blank, period. This is not to say that there are not some black people out there. The collective of us are at home drinking our goddamn coffee and tea, minding our business, going to work and doing something productive. At the end of the day, I am not illegal. And you are fucking mad that I am not an immigrant. Black Americans, foundational black Americans that were born in America with American grandparents, American great-grandparents, and so on and so forth, we are not illegal immigrants. We've been here since the inception of this country. We are written into the Constitution. Do some fucking research. Stop worrying about black people and what the fuck we got going on. You got bigger fish to fry. Enough is enough. The anti-blackness just reeks and jumps out. You want to call me an immigrant?
Black Americans are very happy to communicate to the Latinos. And, you know, that whole debate of why they're not supporting in the current protest ongoing. And for sure, they're happy to say they're still going to be here regardless.
Because you're talking about some straight out of Africa theory, which is a theory. A lot of black people were already here before the so-called transatlantic slave trade. Read a fucking book and leave me alone. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Y'all act like this is a human rights issue. Well, you got to keep saying that this is not a human rights issue. This is not a civil rights issue. This is about legalization of people that want to migrate into this country. I cannot go to Mexico and just stay there and get benefits and get a job and be a part of the economy without citizenship. I can't go to Japan and do that. I cannot go to Switzerland and do that. I cannot go to China and do that. I cannot go to Canada and do that. You have to be legal. Now, could there be more humane ways to do things? Absolutely. However, this is not a civil unrest, what do y'all want black people to do? What do you want me to do? What could I say? Come in the country the legal way. Is that what you want me to say? Because that's going to sound insensitive, even though that's the truth. Get your paperwork. Get your documents in order. That's the only thing I could do. What the fuck? What do you want? You want to use me as a scapegoat, which is what y'all are doing. That's why you keep saying black people are out there looting and rioting. And you want me to potentially get unalive. The sheriff in Florida said that he's literally, they killing people. I'm not going to suggest that people, that myself or people that look like me risk their lives. I'm not going to suggest that. So if that's what you want, I don't know what to tell you. May the odds be in your favor. Welcome to the show. This has been our lived experience, and it's been way worse than what you all are experiencing right now. They're literally just saying, hey, you know, if you're not here legally, just go back home. Y'all say y'all's country is so beautiful. Y'all waving y'all's flags. Why not go home and make it beautiful? Make it all that it could be. Build it up. Didn't y'all just have black fatigue? Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm not your problem. I'm not your issue. Y'all keep trying to make an issue with us. We're not the issue. I don't have no power to deport you. So you are channeling your energy in the wrong space. I'm not an immigrant. Leave me alone.
And for all the people saying when they're done with the Hispanics, they are coming for the black people next, that does not sound like you are concerned for us. That sounds like a fucking threat. And I tell you this, they're not coming for black people. We are of this land. We are of this country. We are U.S. citizens. In the day that black Americans decide we want to leave the country, the American government will lock the border down and won't let us leave. That is guaranteed. That is fact. We make this nation spin. So cut that shit out.
I posted about something I had seen, not just once, because I wouldn't have posted it if I had only seen it once. I saw multiple times. So I thought I'd join the conversation about how some people from other countries, immigrants, did not know that black Americans are not immigrants. Got some Latinos in the comments saying that that's a lie, that yes, they do know that. If you do know that, which I always thought you did, but if you do, I have to wonder, why would someone ask black Americans where they're from? Why would that even be a question? Like, I can understand assuming that I'm not Black American, that I am from Africa. But after I tell you, like, let's say you ask me, where are you from? And I tell you, I'm from America. Why would you follow it up with, no, where are you really from? Why would there be more? If you know about the history of slavery, once I tell you that I'm from America, why wouldn't you just assume that I'm a descendant of chattel slavery? That's my question. Because to continue to ask someone, either you don't know or you know and you're trying to put me down. Which one is it?
5 American facts to break the immigrants' back. Black Americans did not immigrate here. We were trafficked through chattel slavery. The first Americans arrived in Virginia in 1619, not as immigrants, but as chattel property under violent colonial rule. No visa, no port of entry, no green card. Only forced labor, rape, and death. That's it. Black Americans were here before most white, Asian, or Latino immigrants. Do your history, do your research. 1865, over 4 million black people had already lived, worked, and died in America before the majority of European, Mexican, Chinese, or Caribbean immigrant waves began to come here. Source, U.S. Census, 1860. Black Americans are the only group whose citizenship was legislated. The 14th Amendment, 1860, was written specifically for descendants of American slaves, not immigrants. It granted legal citizenship to Black Americans who have been born on U.S. soil but treated as property. Source, U.S. Constitution, Congressional Record, Civil Rights Act, 1866. Black Americans fought in every American war before many groups were ever even allowed in America. From the Revolutionary War to the Vietnam War to Iraq, foundational Black Americans have fought, bled, and died to defend a country that doesn't even consider us human. I hope you guys understand that our blood is spilt on the land of America. Fact number 5, to break the immigrant's back, to break the ignorance of immigrants' mind, okay? Most Latino immigration was not legal until 1965. 1965? The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 removed the racial quotas that had previously blocked non-European immigration. That means the majority of Latino families didn't enter the U.S. legally until the 20th century, while Black Americans had already been here for 400 years. 400 years. So I'm saying that to say this. I think that one of the biggest problems that we have in both communities is we don't have knowledge of who each other are. And I believe if the Hispanic community had more knowledge of who Black Americans actually are, they would automatically have more respect for us, right? They don't know who we are, so they don't respect us. I don't know if that's to blame them or the government, but something's got to change. And that was 5 facts to break an immigrant's back.
It is kind of jacked up to find out that, people around the globe thought that African Americans were immigrants. That's pretty jacked up. Like, all this time y'all thought we were immigrants? I don't understand even why people would think that, because here you have the whole Caribbean, the whole South America, and then we have North America right here. And you would think that, okay, yeah, I mean, everybody else is cool. You know what I'm saying? Jamaicans are Jamaicans, Haitians are Haitians, you know what I'm saying? Why on earth would people think that we are immigrants when we got over here before the founding of the country? Why in the world would people think that we're immigrants? African Americans, I mean. Okay? That is so weird. Like, and to see how it actually affected how they voted. I mean, this really opened up a can of worms right here. This really did open up a can of worms. It affected how they voted. It affected all the things they would say about us for a long period of time. Like, they really thought that we were the immigrants of the United States of America. So how is it that people would think we are immigrants? That makes absolutely no sense. All this time. And see now, then when I saw that Cuban lady on here talking about some, You know what? African Americans are the only ones who can help us. For the longest time, we have been clowning African Americans, blah, 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 and they're the only ones that can help us. They can't be deported. So, even though the video was honestly true, right? But when you say that, right? You said that out your mouth, right? That means that the only reason why you would even try to be around us at this point is to secure your status here? After talking all that trash? He was talking about Cubans. I'm going to specifically say she was talking about Cuban America. She was talking about Cubans, okay? Nobody else. I don't want to put all the whole. She was talking about that because she was Cuban. She said, "I've always been with them, but you know, if you're gonna kiss anybody's butt, you're gonna have to kiss Black American butt." What? This thing is blowing my mind, really. Because the fact that, because I did a whole video about this, and I was telling someone from out of the country, talking about when we come over to the country, we like to align with white people because that's where we get our success from. And I said flat out, said you do not get your success from white people. White people don't even want you here. You get your success from black people. That just went completely over a lot of people. Say just like, they're like, how in the world is that? I mean, it seems like the globe does not consider us. And then they would always say, what kind of power do you have? What kind of power do African Americans have? Do you not realize? Do you not realize that there's white people in Congress? And then guess what? Guess who's next? Guess who has the most power in Congress? Black Americans. Now I understand that the globe, many, probably the majority, just thought we were just over here. And now it makes sense why every time they look at us, right, they say they don't consider us actual founders of the country. All they do, they sit there and they say slave. When they see us, they say slave. That's what they see. Because I've actually looked at comments and been called it myself, slave. So they're actually living in the 1700s still. The globe is living in the 1700s and the 1800s when they look at us. When they look at African Americans, that's what they look. So that's actually to our advantage in a lot of different ways. So while we were over here fighting for everyone's civil rights, everyone else was looking at us as that. That is so wild to me. And now that the same people they were chasing are kicking them out, or saying we're not going to kick you out. And that's another thing. They're saying we're not going to kick you out, really, if you work in agriculture or in hospitality. They're basically saying we'll let you stay here if you're working the jobs we need worked. That says a lot. Okay. That says a lot. Okay. And the same people that they trying to, get proximity to are kicking them out of the country, which I said that a long time ago in one of my videos. I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. What's going on? Flip, 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 flip. I don't know what's going on, but as an African American, just use it to your advantage.
I'm just finding something out. People of the world thought African Americans, the Suwani, because I kind of want to go by Suwani now. Suwani, did we decide? Another video. y'all thought that we were immigrants. You thought we were you thought we immigrated to here. You thought that we made the decision as a people, as a group, to come here to North America, United States. You thought that we did what you did. You thought that we did what you did. Okay, no, because now it's making sense why you're not getting it, why you don't understand, because we were stolen, stolen, and then brought to this land. That's what the chattel slavery, y'all remember this chattel, the transatlantic slave trade. That's how we got, and then that's why we're here now. And then that's why there's no like, oh, well, you guys can go back to where? Because where did they take us from? We all know that we're broadly West African, and West Africa consists of 15 different countries, so. Is that really what the disconnect? Is that why that you weren't? Oh.
Here we go with bullshit comments like this. And I can't believe I have to explain this. I did not say black immigrants aren't being deported. I said black Americans are not being deported. And the reason I am specifying black Americans is because when these people are asking for the help of black people, we know damn well they are not talking about Dominicans. They are not talking about Jamaicans, Nigerians. They are not talking about Somalians or Ethiopians. They are talking about the descendants of the American slaves. They are talking about black American citizens. Don't play this bullshit, man.
What do you mean y'all thought we were immigrants? Y'all thought black people, black Americans, African Americans, blacks, us, were immigrants. The hardest lessons, clearly, it's going to take me a long time to learn and figure out is that other people just don't know what I know. I assume that a lot of people know what I know. That's why y'all keep saying that, huh? That makes sense, I guess. That we're next. Y'all think, what? How do y'all not know how long we've been a part of this country? Black people fought in the Crispus Attucks. Did everybody not, at my little church, every Black History Month, there was this huge thing. I'll never forget when I came to my grandma's house. It was a huge package, and it was all of these cards. They were ABC cards, but on every card, letter of the alphabet, and an important person from Black history. And that was what we did all February at Sunday school. Like, we learned those cards. We would have to, and then we'd line up at like the Black History program, and we'd have to read them out loud. So I guess I just assumed, oh my God.
Now people are saying that Latinos didn't know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Child, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to that. It makes sense though, because the narrative that I've always heard about, why don't Black Americans have the same drive or take initiative, or the narrative that we're lazy, even though we worked here for free. Like, didn't you know that? Didn't you know that our ancestors worked for free for hundreds of years? Like, I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess it's not. Like, this is really bad. If this is the case, why do you even need to take away critical race theory? People don't know it now. Might as well leave it in place. They don't know it right now. They don't even know the history of Black people in America. I just don't even know what to say at this point. It's way worse than I thought it was. But I do feel like Paul Mooney, that people are getting their Negro wake-up call, but in Spanish. They Latin wake-up call, they Hispanic wake-up call, because they learn it now.
For Juneteenth, I need y'all to learn that Black Americans are not immigrants. You're not an immigrant when you are dragged across the globe against your will to be worked and bred and tortured by the very people who stole the land upon which you were dragged to. Okay? We didn't choose to vacation here. We didn't choose to flee here. We didn't choose any of this. That's the difference. A lot of y'all are immigrants, and God bless you for it, but that will never be Black Americans. We were forced to build up the places that a lot of your ancestors immigrated to, and to this day didn't get a stake in any of that. So before y'all run your mouths about Black Americans and our history in this country, make sure you're not spewing out garbage first. Because immigrants made this country what it is, but we are the building blocks, the very foundation. So unless you're Native American, you can't say nothing to me about that.